What's up everyone, Steve here, aka your Nerd Tech. Now I've been working on spicing up the Nerd Cave a little bit. As you can see behind me, I built a system for myself as well as got a couple monitors. Now it's time to work on the audio. I came across a company called Merkury Innovations and they made some pretty cool speakers. So let's unbox and review them. Alright, so taking a first glance at the packaging here, like I said before, it's made by the Merkury Innovations company. These are the rhythm speakers, universal LED and water dancing speaker. Works with most audio devices with a 3.5mm audio input. Take a look at the side. On the back, says the same thing at the top. Down here, the rhythm speakers feature a unique dancing water and LED light show that syncs to the level of bass in your music. 6 watts of power, deliver clear, dynamic sound, and included 3.5mm auxiliary cable means these speakers are compatible with most audio devices such as computers, iPods, smartphones, tablets, MP3 players, and more. Specifications here down at the bottom. Audio input is a 3.5mm stereo jack. Impedance is 4 ohms. Sensitivity is 78 dB. Frequency response 90 hertz through 18 kilohertz. Audio output 3 watt by 2 RMS. Power input is a DC 5 volt 280 through 600 milliamp. Dimensions is 1.65 inches by 8.81 inches by 2.4 inches. The weight, they are 19 ounces or 548 grams. Take a look at the side. 6 watt powerful sound. 2 3-watt speakers deliver clear dynamic sound to fill up the room. Dancing water and LEDs. Water jets and multicolored LED lights dance to the rhythm and beat of any music. Universal connector, 3.5mm audio input, works with computers, tablets, MP3 players, and more. USB powered. Plug the speakers into any USB port or the included charger, no batteries required. In the box you get 2 speakers, 1 3.5mm auxiliary cable, 1 mini USB cable, 1 USB wall charger, and 1 user manual. Alright, so enough playing around with the box. Let's get this thing cut open and see what we get inside. Alright, so I got my knife here. Let's get this box cut open. I've been wanting to get speakers terribly. Unfortunately, my girlfriend broke the base to my other speakers I have here, so one always falls over every time I smack the table. And unfortunately, I don't have a very good table, so it rocks pretty bad. Hopefully coming up soon, maybe this next pay period, I'll get a better table. I don't want to take the chance of knocking over my monitors and they break. Alright, so right at the top, we get that USB adapter for the wall. Alright, so that's it with the box. Now you can see here we get the speakers. Now just at the first look of these, they do somewhat look kind of cheap, but once you turn them on and you get the lights going, I feel like that's probably going to help spice them up quite a bit. It's definitely going to be better than what I have. The ones I have now are from, I think, like 2007 Dell speakers, so they're quite old. So right now, this is what it is. And on the back, you just got that little USB port there. There's the other one. And looks like this one has the USB cable to plug into the other one. And then here you have the USB power. And then right next to that, you have the audio in. Here you have your 3.5mm auxiliary cable, which is going to go from the back of that one speaker to either the back of your computer, your iPhone, your iPod, MP3 player, and so on. Next you have the USB power cable. Standard USB on one end, so either this is going to go into the back of your computer or it will go into the included wall adapter. Then you get your user manual, but pretty sure I'm not going to need this, so it's out of here. Alright, so you can see behind me I have the speakers plugged in. Now, right off of the gate, I've already ran into one problem with these speakers, and that is when I plugged in the speakers through the USB cable, or via through the USB port on my computer here, I got a lot of feedback coming out of the speakers. I noticed when I would scroll on the pages, I would get static, or when someone's talking, you would get that static even while they're talking. So I tried plugging in, instead of the power going through the USB port, I plugged it into the adapter that came with the speakers, and that instantly fixed that problem. So I'm glad that happened, because that was a huge turn off for me. But now that that's fixed with that adapter, everything's good. So I had the speakers plugged up. We're going to play a little bit of music through them and see how good the quality is through it, because speakers are only going to be as good as they sound. Alright, so I got a little bit of audio playing through them. Alright, now one thing to keep in mind, as you can tell just through the little example, if you're a person who looks for bass, these are not the speakers for you. The highs and mids sound great in these speakers, but if you're looking for that bass, it's not there with these speakers. So if that's something you're looking for, I wouldn't look into these speakers. They do provide a nice little bit of show when the lights are off. All the lights glow through, and then with the way the water shoots, it looks actually pretty cool. Also, if you're looking for really insane high-end quality sound, you're also not going to get that with these speakers. These speakers retail for about 15 to 20 bucks. Depends on where you get it from. So they're not going to provide that really high-end quality, but they look cool and they sound good enough for me. Alright, so I want to go over the speakers just a little bit. First off, go over some of the pros of them. One of the pros is they are pretty cool. They kind of spice up your desk a little bit. Compared to my other ones, as you can see, probably actually behind this one's still laying on its back because the base of it is broken, so it doesn't stand up very well, and I have a wobbly desk, so it always falls all the time. Also, the sound quality, for only 3-watt speakers a piece, they do sound actually pretty good, but like I said before, if you're looking for bass, these are not the speakers for you. The highs and mids come in pretty clear, but that bass, it really lacks in bass. But you kind of expect that with kind of cheap speakers, especially when it only has the one speaker for each. Alright, now to go over some of the cons. One of the cons is that the wire that goes between the two speakers is not very long. I think it's only like a 3-foot cable, so you can't separate the speakers very far at all. You do got to keep them pretty close. I think these only go maybe like the width of one of the monitors behind me, so I can only separate between one. I can't go all the way across both, which, I mean, I don't really have much desk space anyways for that, but you know, that is something that in the future I'd like to be able to separate them, and you just can't do that with these. The Dells that I have back there, the cable for those is over 6 feet. I mean, I could separate them speakers tremendously, and I can't with these, which is kind of a lack for me back there. Also too, when I first plugged in the speakers, I plugged them into the USB port on my computer, and the static that came through it is unreal. I did try it in all the USB ports on the computer, and it was still there no matter what I did. So I did take the adapter that goes from USB to the AC wall jack, and it went away, which that's a plus. That's cool. You know, I can just plug it into a port that's behind the desk here, and that would take care of that problem. It would be nice to have the full potential of the speakers in any way that it's capable of using it, and you can't. Now, it could just be the computer, it's putting out some extra power or something in the speakers and it just can't handle it. I'm not sure, but you would think that it would be overpowered in the wall jack, and it's not. So I'm a little confused on that part. That is kind of a downer, but it is what it is, and you can just live with it from that point. Alright, now something else that could be a downer for you is, even if someone's just talking, the bass of someone's voice does kick the water to come on, and every once in a while you hear it hit the top of the plastic up here. It makes a lot, it can make quite a bit of noise. Now, I realized when I got interested into a video, I blocked that out and I could just hear the person's voice talking. The water sounds just completely vanished. But at first it did kind of bother me, but like I said, if you're getting into a video, it just goes away. Alright, so all in all, between the pros and the cons, there was a couple cons that was gonna cause me to return the speakers, but I did solve some of those cons after playing with the speakers for a little while. And after I did that, I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep them now. I do believe these speakers are worth the money, and I do plan on enjoying them for a while. Alright everyone, if you have any questions on the speakers, feel free to write a comment down below and I'll answer that question to the best of my knowledge. Also, if you guys could just do a quick favor for me and hit the thumbs up button, it really does help the video out a lot. Alright everyone, you have a fantastic week, and I'll catch you guys next time. Yeah.